Hey everyone, Kosa back again with another storage unit I purchased at auction. Today it is a 10 by 10. It is not full. However, I did only spend $140. When you first look at this, you're gonna think, why did you buy that? It's not necessarily the volume, it's what was in there and what it was telling me about the individual. So I'm going to flip this camera around, open the unit up, and show you exactly what I bought. So this is located downtown, where there are a lot of high-rise condos and people don't necessarily have a lot of storage. So oftentimes you'll see units that look kind of like this. In this case, this mostly appears to be recreational camping. There's a portable grill here, bundles of wood, and I don't know if any of you buy those from the gas station, but they are not cheap. What I saw was this Thule stroller, right? It's an $800 stroller. And I thought, you know, if it's in the box, maybe it would be worth $140. And I think that sucker is brand new in the box. There are some tires, at least there's 4 of them. I saw this guitar back here, rock climbing helmet, maybe a fishing pole, golf club. Yeah, so this looks like this is somebody's camping storage. What does that say? Just boots. There are some ski boots there. And then I did see a Lululemon bag. Yes, that is definitely Lululemon. I don't... Yeah, let's get this camera set up and see. There aren't that many boxes. All right, let's start digging. I have bought some bigger auctions lately, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited to do just a really easy one. I will be able to show you everything that's inside. First, I'm going to grab this box over here. It's kind of small, and it looked kind of interesting. It does say wigs and costumes, and that is what it looked like it was. Wig. We have a Sakic jersey, pro player NHL. Jersey strap? No. All right. My. That is quite the dress. I will, of course, look at these a little closer at home. I'm just going to kind of thumb through them real quick while I'm here at the facility. I don't like to take a ton of time here. I do like to get in and out pretty quickly. This just looks like khakis and slacks, probably for work. More costume stuff. That is a brand new Nike hoodie. And brand new Nike sweats. What size? Extra large. That's a great size. $55 MSRP. Sweet. Let's see what's in that Lululemon bag. There are a lot of medals. Golden Gate, Dirty 30 Finisher, Gorgeous Coast Relay. It's full of these. Pretty much the exact person that I thought this would be. So it's nice when I'm spot on like that. That is why I was willing to pay $140 for kind of a small amount. This one isn't necessarily personal. This is more overflow of things they couldn't store inside their house, which I get it, downtown. There aren't a lot of options. feels empty. It was a 13-inch MacBook Air with Apple M1 chip. It's not in here. Definitely not. That is empty. Oops. That's a big old Stanley. Micro route setting kit. So that is for rock climbing. I did see the rock climbing helmet in the very back there. This is a Squire. Either that needs to be tuned or I can't play guitar. Both, well, I know one of those is true, probably both. This is another thing I was hoping to find, and that is Patagonia. It is Patagonia. Patagonia down jackets. These are great. People love them. They sell incredibly easily. And in fact, I believe Patagonia tells you to resell your items, to recycle, reuse, send it on to the next person when you're done with it. That is one of their sentiments for their company. It is a little dirty. It's going to need some love. That's what reminded me was the coat that's in here. This is a Brooks vest. I figured that I would have more high dollar clothing. I was hoping for Patagonia. That is a Dry Ducks pair of pants. Again, I will look at this stuff more closely at home. I do want to get it out of here, but I am really, really, really excited about this stroller. It is not cheap. And here we just have some shoes. These are LL Bean. They have been loved, I can tell you that. This I figured was just a portable camp stove, and it is. It is in fact Cuisinart. That should sell. Yeah, this was never opened. It is a Thule Urban Glide 3. It's still sealed. I'm actually not quite sure what this is. Large storage. Yeah, I don't know. It is heavy though. Whatever that is, very nicely made. I was hoping these would fit my car, but likely they're off of like a Jeep or something. They look a little too big. Tread isn't the worst, so that's good. I am curious what's in the office box. Looks like just a bunch of books and binders. This camera, it looks like it is brand new, and inside of there, Panasonic Lumix. I need to get these tires down to my car. All right, tires are in, gone, just a few more little stragglers. See what else I might have missed. to man it. And it is still sealed. I am not familiar with this. I don't have any brand new babies, so I will have to look this one up online. So that big gigantic wooden thing is a coffee table, but I think I'm missing the legs, which sucks. These are Del Bello. I think these are the inners. They are for those boots because they were missing. I think this is that is a, oh, that was a rock climbing helmet that fell. I thought maybe a fishing pole on this, and it is, and it's brand new, and has a price tag of $279.99. Reddington butter stick is what that says. Must have had it and purchased it just in case. We'll leave that one for opening at home. It is sealed. Mixology Craft Whiskey set. And I think this is a rock climbing helmet, Forefront 2 by Smith. Smith does make snowboard stuff as well. So I will have to look that up. I am not a rock climber. Some old gross pots, pans, utensils for that portable stove. They have been used and abused. We do have some craft beers and wine, booze, alcohol. Fremont Brews 6000 limited 2022 release. This is Seattle Earth. So that'll be a beer. It's all beer, which will no longer be good. There's no way. Blech. But this box is full of it. For all I know, these are the coffee table legs, but it doesn't make, well, actually, it might in fact be the coffee table legs. I was thinking it was wooden and they screw it in, but these are pretty heavy. And it looks like it's just a coffee table that sits super low because it does have a top that comes up. And of course, my bundles of wood, there are 3 of them. That makes me a very happy girl. Okay, this was a really nice and easy clean out. I'm definitely happy I was able to get one of those. I was probably done in under an hour. Not too bad. I will now get this stuff back to my house and we'll take a little bit of a closer look. There's only a few boxes that we need to dig through. The rest of it is kind of there, open, or brand new in box. Awesome. See you at home. So as you saw, there wasn't much for boxes inside of this auction unit. However, I only looked through basically the tops of all the boxes. So I'm gonna get in here and actually dig in and see if we can find any more money that is hidden. This one did say office. What I saw was mostly books. I did grab this camera out of it, this Panasonic. That looks like a brewery list. I'm not quite sure on that one. I need one of those for my kitchen, so that's great. Some personal statements. This person had a lot of money on credit cards, I can tell you that. We have a random baseball card. These are all unused Christmas cards, so again, those are useful for me. What brand is this? It doesn't say, but that's likely an alarm clock. I think one of those alarm clocks that lights up like the sun. It's supposed to be nice to wake you up. Psychology of money, wisdom from the wild. Oh boy. That is an Apple keyboard. That's nice. I didn't think that would be in there. Ooh. There might be some interesting things in here. I don't know yet. That is just files, paperwork. Looks like they had a Ford Explorer, which might be what those tires are off of. I think they were like 255 R20s. A little bit too big for my vehicle. A little bit of tread left, but not much. The coffee table, I did look it up. It is from Williams-Sonoma. It's West Elm brand. It's an industrial pop-up storage coffee table. So that was a good find. And here, looks like a wallet, some Post-it notes. Another wallet. Any money? No. Some remotes for a vehicle, bricks, nothing super exciting in here. There is a Zippo. Yes, that is made by Zippo. It looks like it's been used just a little bit on the wick, but that's not bad. Apparently I didn't get this all the way open. Okay. More just books. That is an old cracked iPhone. Project Red, or Product Red that says. I don't know a ton about iPhones. Truthfully, it's not what I use. Mints. This was made out of 150 recycled chopsticks. That's quite funny. Just some binders, which will likely be full of personal stuff. So I don't need to show those. Oh boy, look at that. That is a, not broken. I like that. Model A1670. Jeez Louise. A charger. What are the odds of a MacBook Air being underneath in this one box that I can see that you cannot? I will look up this iPad really quickly and see what we've got here. Of course, my iPad is dead, so I can't check on the status of this iPad. But I think it is an iPad Pro, maybe Series 2. It should be worth a few hundred. I will update my video. You guys are going to see in real time what this guy will be worth, used, refurbished, wiped. But for me, in this moment, maybe 100, maybe nothing. I never really know. Well, that was from Neiman Marcus. Nothing else in here, just a few booklets. This mystery box down there. It's heavy. There is nothing in there that is of value. Just some personal stuff inside of this box, so we will not thumb through that. Look at that. 23andMe. Someone never did it. That is everything inside of here, I believe. There's Warby Parker, Eyeglass Company, and then E-Pica. That looks like, oh, this is one of those European plug converters. Must have traveled. Here we have some clothing. Normally clothing can be quite boring unless it's really good brands. And this individual did shop very good brands. So it looks like we have some more stuff from races, just shirts. Those are Old Navy, Banana Republic, some underwear, Banana Republic, the same, Old Navy, Divided, that's Target. Nothing wrong with that, love Target. J. Crew, Banana Republic, that's a nice thermal. And the last pair here outside of underwear, Banana Republic. This is the costume box. I'm pretty sure I went through it in its entirety, but I just want to double check. We have some beads, maybe from Mardi Gras. Hockey jersey. My husband made a good point. Check and make sure it's not signed, which it is not. It's a sailor costume. The wig. And perhaps a naughty firefighter. We already went through this bag with the Stanley, the magnetic route setting kit, but there was this beer stein in there. It says München Oktoberfest, so that may in fact be from Oktoberfest in Germany. That's kind of cool. Maybe not, but it's a neat cup. This was the Lululemon bag that was full of medals and probably shirts that they raced in. This says Segoy. It almost looks like Iron Man, doesn't it? T-shirt. America's all-time best 10K. Okay, so here are the medals. Moab. I mean, there are quite a few of them. Spartan 2021, Super. I actually don't know if there is value to these outside of the individual. Turkey Trot. Dirty 30 Finisher Golden Gate. There are just so many. Summer Sizzler. Gorgeous Coast Relay. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 medals in total. Again, maybe even at $5 a piece, you're looking at $70. At $10 a piece, maybe $140. I have never run into these or sold these before. I would imagine it's probably race specific. I think we went through this one for the most part. That was the Nike set, and then probably another costume, likely for racing. That would be my guess. There is a Shrek mask that does have their name on it. Okay, it's a whole Shrek costume. That's what I'm getting here. We of course have that Patagonia down jacket. Some Nikes, Nike Zoom Span, size 13. Those are in pretty good shape. the LL Bean boots that I had found while we were inside. Not the greatest shape, but I may be able to clean those up. I'm good on the flip-flops. I don't believe I'll be saving those. Cole Haan, another brand like Vince Camuto that doesn't necessarily keep its resale value. So that's that bag. This was the Brooks vest. This is brand new from H&M. We have a Chicago beanie. Dakine snowboarding or ski gloves. Another Chicago beanie. Chicago Bears beanie, hat, or as my friends up north would call it, a toque. And more gloves. Lots of ties. We got some good brands here. Dazzy, Kenneth Cole, Canali, Brooks Brothers. So kind of run-of-the-mill ties. Nothing incredible that I see there. This is Smartwool. Smartwool is a great brand. I do love selling Smartwool. It sells very, very quickly. This is Arc'teryx. Also another great brand for resale. H&M, but this is very nice. Is it wool? 17% wool. Does that classify? I don't know about that. Gap. Some Burton snowboard pants that are not brand new. They just have someone's ski pass still on them. This is brand new from H&M. It cost $50 originally. Just a nice winter coat. Venture Medical Kits backpacker. All right, we have two more things left. This was the empty MacBook Air box. In gear, swim shorts, powered by bicarb. Those will not be good consumables. More granola bars and stuff inside of there. This is the last one. Mystery box. I can't show you the front of it because it does have a name. Well, let's see. What do we have? Socks, of course. You know where the number one spot that I find cash, jewelry, anything like that? Socks. If you get a dresser, you need to check, unfortunately, every single sock. Really, really search the entirety of the sock drawer. I don't feel anything in these. They are socks. I think that's it. I told you, not too many boxes in this one. That's gonna wrap it up for my video today. Everything is all cleaned out. I've gone through all of the boxes and I ended up with $2,900 in profit, 2,900 bucks. That is an amazing payday. You know what was even better on this one? Between getting to the facility and emptying the auction unit, going through the boxes, filming, editing, all of those things, it took me like 6 hours. And I am posting it today, the same day that I purchased this. If they could only all be that easy. The one item that stood out to me the most was the Thule stroller. You know, I was able to look it up, comp it, and see that it was an $800 stroller. I was hoping that they had stuffed it back in the box. I was not anticipating that it would rather be brand new in box. There were quite a few surprises in this one. I want to thank all of you for continuing to watch my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. I never know when I'm going to get a storage unit, but when I do, I make sure to show you guys. So until I see you again, please take care of each other. Bye.